Good morning and welcome to the Footy Show. We're back again on a beautiful Saturday morning right here in Geelong, and we're really looking forward to a great afternoon in footy. Last week we saw some interesting results with East Geelong just getting home by 5 points against a very fast finishing Inverleigh Hawks. Thompson and Bannockburn, well, Thompson knocked off Bannockburn, a bit of a surprise for most people. Look out, the Tommy Tigers may be back in town. Last year's Premier's bell post still the Panthers, much too good for the Cryer Footy Club. North Geelong back on the winning list again, knocking off Winchelsea with Paul Breguet, or Froggy as we know him as. Now look at me like that, Jason, I'll introduce you in a minute. Beating a magnificent 11 goals. The Anarchy Roos, well, boy, are they back in town. Well, they're out at the Duck Pond, and they knocked off Werribee Centrals by 2 points. And the rumour has it that the Duck Pond is well and truly full of Grubby Cation's tears, but we'll talk about that later on. He's still a bit sooky about the umpires on Saturday last week. Bad luck, Grubby, too bad, too sad. And the 94.7 match of the round, the Belmont Lions Footy Club. Yes, our producer is dancing in the aisles. Too good for the Geelong West Cheetahs with fiery Freddie full forward Logan booting a magnificent 4 goals. Good on you, Freddie. That's a fantastic effort. Hello, I'm Dick Philpott, and once again I have assembled some of the biggest names and brains in local football to eradicate, adjudicate and articulate, and definitely not procrastinate. And first of all, the great Bannockburn legend, the man from Victoria Park, Dale Smith. Good morning, Dale.
Yeah, good morning, Dick. We saw it all last week. The weather out there at Belmont Lions, I think it changed 4 times, and the weather and the rain all went different directions as well. So it was an interesting afternoon of football. And as I said, Freddie Logan, and a highlight of football in the first half, really tore it apart, but had to go and get married at 4 o'clock.
What, Freddie did?
Freddie did, left at half time, went and got married.
Logan?
Yep.
You hope so.
We hope so.
So where's Freddie Logan come from? I haven't heard of him before.
No, he's an Aboriginal kid, and by geez, he can play football. If there was a highlight out there, mate, this guy can play, believe me.
Fiery Freddie Logan.
What did we say? Liam Jarrow reckon, a bit of a lookalike?
Is he?
Poof, unbelievable.
Bit of a gun.
He will be.
Because I'll tell you what, the Belmont Lions have always been great with the Indigenous kids out there, with Craig Edwards over the years, and now Lockie Edwards is out there, and that's great. So fiery Freddie Logan's going to be the big cult hero out at the Belmont Lions.
Won't take long, mate. Won't take long.
Is he a tall bloke?
Well, I don't know. I didn't stand beside him because I was in the box all the time. But he moves all right, Dick. Don't worry about that.
Did Constantly bring the sausage rolls over there?
We actually I had to have 2 handfuls, take one back to Jace. He wouldn't even get out of the box.
Speaking of Jason, the king of the kids from, is it play school you met, is it? Oh, no, are we allowed to say where you come from, where you work?
Of course you can.
King of the kids, the play group.
Yeah, well done.
Playgroup, king of the kids. There he is.
You're an idiot.
I know, Jason Doherty. Good morning, Jace.
Good morning, Richard.
Now, what happened out at the Winter Resort last week? Well, the cream cakes were good.
No, there was no hospitality whatsoever. Our producer extraordinaire just left us. I refused to walk across the ground because it was raining, so Dale got the afternoon tea.
I wouldn't go that far.
I was surprised anyone was left because Brian ran out of the timekeeper's box over to half time. Had to give away 74 life memberships or something to people at Belmont Lions on Saturday.
So giving them away,
part of the membership package.
Fair enough. Yeah.
But so no hospitality from Brian whatsoever. Very disappointed. Very.
And the electronic scoreboard.
Oh, shone. You should have seen it. It was like a beacon. Unbelievable.
Have they got the energy-saving globes going over there? Have they got the they've got 20,000 Osrams going?
I don't know, but I drove out at about 5:20 and it was like the MCG. It was amazing. It was a good day, though. They played pretty well. I couldn't believe that Freddie Logan had to leave at half time.
So he booted 4 goals.
He booted 4 goals. They won by 4 goals. He was the difference.
We actually believe he actually rang his wife to see if he'd come at 5, but I think he said no, you had to turn up at 4.
He was in. Did he ring his wife when he hadn't got married at that stage?
He was ringing to tell her what he's going to be late.
I'll tell you, he was in. At 2:20, he was in the interleague squad. At 5 to 4, we found out he wasn't there anymore. He was out of the interleague squad thinking, what's this?
So you reckon he might have come back for, he might have had the reception at the Belmont Lions rooms after them. Might have come back and booted a lazy 2 in the last quarter. How many footballers do you know would actually come
out? We actually spoke about this. There's not too many that would get that luxury, I can tell you, to play a first half of football.
That is commitment, though.
And we even spoke about the extended time of having a honeymoon during a footy season. That was actually mentioned as well, and some people actually got 5 days in. But there's some rules that you don't do in football, Dick, and getting married during footy season.
I know it's breakfast time, but do you reckon he would have had the honeymoon the same night, or you reckon back to the Belmont Lions club rooms, or what do you reckon he would have done?
Don't people know in this world there's 2 weeks of the year? 1 week between cricket and footy season, and 1 week between footy and cricket season. That's it.
Freddie, come close to the camera, mate. You can't get married in the footy season.
It's too late now.
Our wives know.
He'll be back this week. He'll play.
He might be on his honeymoon.
He said the 5-day
honeymoon.
honeymoon.
Tuesday night.
I have a crook back or something.
Jeez, don't go there.
Well, Freddie,
Well, he doesn't have a weight problem, Dick. Let's put it that way.
he's got a weight problem.
Oh, I just said he doesn't. He's lean and mean, mate. I tell you, you want to see this kid move.
I was like that.
You
And
should have come out and had a look.
I was like that once, and then I turned 2. And I think just went downhill from there.
He couldn't. He was getting the dollar bus out to North Geelong. He couldn't come to
Seniors
Belmont.
card. I went from the
Oh, here we go.
I went from the house out in Philpott Park, and I took the bus out, used the seniors card,
And then
$1.
And then rented a friend on the way home.
Cost Rosemary $25 on the bus and me $1.
Good on you, Dick.
That's all right.
Gulliver's Travels? No, Dick's Travels.
Nana will be right. She turns the later, so she turns the big later in the year. So seniors card coming up for the lovely. Oh, she'll be chugging on a weekend. I'm going to be in so much trouble. Well, that's good. So Fiery Freddie's got married. Everything's good out at the Belmont Lions. They won 2 out of their 3 last games. It's all happening and it's great. But it was good to see the Belmont Lions have a window to start the season off.
Yes, we do. Oh, it was. It was great.
Well, we knew about it.
Well, I'm just saying, one side had to win the game of football, and Belmont Lions playing at home would be disappointed if they didn't win out there. But as I said, they used the breeze in the first quarter, then had it in the second, and basically that was it, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean they played as well as they could as Geelong West let them. They were a bit disappointing, Geelong West, and couldn't quite get back in the game after half time. And yeah, they played pretty well, the Belmont Lions. They got some good players.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's great. Well, look, we're going to have a very short break shortly, but what we'll do is we'll just have a look at some of the highlights out of we used to call it the winter resort, but it was as hot as anything out there on Saturday. So hot that some blokes went to the beach and some got married. But anyway, they finished up the game, got over, and the Belmont Lions had a win. Have a look at some of the great football out there on Saturday. Then we'll take the short break and come back with Dale's Under-18 segment back after the break, after the footy.
After something, anyway.
Oh, I don't know where we are.
Jervy gets it down, roved off the wing by Duggan, who looks to be further up the ground. Umpire says it's held to him. And we will... Ward. Jervy stands there and gets it down, does well. Needs Sprigg to pick it up, he does, and then he dropped it. Centre half forward Gallagher. Gets it around the corner. Doyle and Edwards. Edwards uses the body. Over the top of it, needs some support now. Gets up, does well. Does a couple of candy. Sells some candy and gives it away quickly. Oh. Off a step was Cannavale, I think. He gets it back inboard to Edwards. Slicks the handball to Gallagher. Off a step. Has missed. Through for one behind.